So that's what happens when your dogs aren't well trained. I meant to train them. I meant to get, if I had some good advice and a good plan in place, I would have put the time in. But I didn't get a good plan in place. I didn't get some trainers, someone to teach me something enough so I could do it myself. I wasn't happy with the couple of schools or training places that I looked at, went in person. So anyway, so I was thinking about prenatal care and I was thinking how people say that before the baby's born, at least in the very initial stages of gestation, at the very initial stages of development, it's just a clump of cells. And I thought, what is prenatal care? And I looked this up and I said, when does prenatal care begin? And what I read was that prenatal care should begin 6 months before you plan on getting married, before you plan on having a baby. 6 months before, not 6 months before birth. 6 months before you plan on having a baby, or you might get pregnant. 6 months before that. So what are we caring for? So then I looked up what the word natal means, and natal means to be born, and I was thinking, so what does that mean? How are they phrasing that? Is it something that is to be born, or is it rather worded like the verb, natal is what it is to be born? So what did they mean by that? But it seems obvious that it means something that's going to be born there. Now, I've never heard of a clump of cancer cells being referred to as something that's going to be born. The only thing that's going to be born is a baby, presumably. So then I looked into what does another source of the word natal was the 14th century, to have birthdays, to have birthdays, natal, 14th century. So when people say it's just a clump of cells, well then why would we go to a doctor and get care 6 months in advance to those clump of cells, quote, even being there yet, if it's not something that, as the word implies, natal, to be born? A clump of cells isn't, well, we are a clump of cells, yes, but that's not all we are. Clearly, we are more than a clump of cells. And that's what I was thinking about prenatal care, and I just thought, maybe that'll be something. Making laws isn't going to change the minds of the 45 or 55% of the population that agrees or disagrees with having abortion be legal. But changing minds. So maybe if that helps to change your mind any, then it's worth it. And that's all you need to know.